What's going on, guys? Wes back with another review, and today we're going to be talking about knee sleeves. Why and when you should or shouldn't be using them, and what my favorite brand is, which is Rehband. And I gotta say, I'm sure I probably have more experience than the average person when it comes to knee sleeves. When I had played college baseball, the big reason why I had to quit was I had severe runner's knee and I was a catcher. So I had two choices. It was either get knee surgery, which means I'm going to have the big scars for the rest of my life up and down on both knees, or take a lot of time off with no guarantee to return and do the physical therapy, rehabilitation, and really strengthen the joint. I opted for the second option, but I also pretty much decided that, you know what, I think I have a better future in academics and going that route than I did playing professional baseball, because the odds of that are slim to none. So over the years, I went through a lot of rehab, a lot of fitness, a lot of strengthening of the joint, and since then, I have little to no pain. I've since run a half marathon, I do CrossFit 6 to 7 days out of the week, and I just have minimal to no issues for a few reasons. One, a lot of focus on my functional training through CrossFit and then strengthening the joint and stretching. 2, CBD. If you haven't seen my CBD video and why I chose CBD-MD, it's another video to go check out after this one. And 3, using knee sleeves when appropriate. And I gotta say, I've used all the knee sleeves out there. I've used the medical grade, which are $150 a sleeve, and then I've used the cheap ones, just trying to find any sort of relief when I'm doing any sort of exercise or putting a lot of stress on that joint. And I gotta say, I am thankful to have finally found Rehband. I wish I would have had these when I played college ball and when I was younger. Let's talk about the when and why you should or shouldn't be using knee sleeves. So first off, it's an accessory to your workout and they shouldn't be used all the time. It's just like a weightlifting belt. You're getting a little heavier, need a little support in your core, then you pop it on, but you're not using it for lighter weights. Why? Because you really need to develop proper form first. And in doing so, strengthening all the muscles that are supposed to be stimulated in that exercise. And there is a study in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning, and I'll talk more about the benefits that it found of knee sleeves in that, but it showed, hey, maybe sometimes we shouldn't use it because all the subjects started really developing poor form because they were relying too much on the knee sleeves. So first off is always strengthen the muscles, strengthen the joint, and develop proper form. Okay, so we have that. Why and when do I use it? I'll use it for heavier lifts just to relieve some stress off of my joints. And also, if it's gonna be a high rep CrossFit workout, I'm definitely gonna be using it to relieve, again, stress off that joint because of all of the high reps and the stress that are gonna be put on it through the repetitive movements. But I always first, during warm-ups, don't use the knee sleeves, make sure everything's warmed up, and if I feel I can do the workout without them, then I don't use them. But why am I using them when I choose to use them? For a few reasons: compression, warmth, and support. And we're going to talk about a few studies for each of those. So first off is compression. Studies have shown that compressing a muscle has promoted blood flow. And what does blood carry with it? Oxygen. What does oxygen do? It reduces and prevents lactic acid buildup, and in turn, helps you perform better. And in that sense, warmth is along the same lines. When we use knee sleeves, we're warming up the area, and there's 2 ways we can warm up. It's through bodily movements, and we're doing like whole body exercises, stretching, and getting really warm and triggering and isolating those muscles that we're gonna use that day. You can do it also through percussive therapy. I did a massage gun video, go check that out. And also through wearing a knee sleeve. It's gonna isolate that area, it's gonna make it warm, and it's going to also prevent it from cooling down as fast if you leave it on after. Again, that's going to promote blood flow to the area, oxygen, reduce lactic acid buildup, and it's going to help you recover faster. And lastly is support. In a study in the Journal of Sports Medicine, they looked at how the subjects perceived their movements as they got more and more fatigued. And it showed as they got more and more fatigued, their perception of the movements was poor. But when they added knee sleeves to it, the support that they got from it actually made their perception good. So, like I said earlier, when there's a lot of high rep movements and I'm getting more and more fatigued, that support from the knee sleeve really aids. Also, I mentioned earlier that, hey, there was a study that showed poor form means you shouldn't be using knee sleeves unless you develop the better form. But what they found in that study also was that their mechanic output was much greater. It moved their center of mass, and it also showed great benefits and increased a lot of lifts. So yes, there are benefits if we're working with proper form. So that was a lot of great benefits. First off, again, use sparingly, develop proper form, really strengthen the joints first. But when you need them, knee sleeves have a lot of amazing and awesome benefits, and I can't recommend them enough. It's actually probably my favorite thing in my gym bag, even over my weightlifting belt, weightlifting shoes, jump rope, just anything. I have loved them, and not specifically any knee sleeve, the Rehbands. There is some voodoo magic in these. So first off, let me tell you about the 4 things that I look for in knee sleeves, and I'm talking about a decade of using too many brands, too many different types to count. I'm looking for mobility, durability, support, and definitely not slipping down my leg when I'm using them. So let's talk about mobility. These neoprene sleeves are incredible. I don't know what about them it is. So Rehbands come in 3 sizes, 3mm, 5mm, and 7mm. 3 is going to be for your high rep, you're going to be more mobile. 7 is going to be on the stiffer side, and I got the 5mm. I call these the Goldilocks, right smack dab in the middle, and they're just right for everything. And when I'm wearing these, I don't even know that they're on. I forget about it. And to me, as someone who's worn a bunch of different knee sleeves, that is the best compliment I could possibly give you. Next is durability. I've said it so many times on this channel that anything I buy, I'm going to beat the crap out of. These get thrown in my gym bag, they get thrown in the wash, they get used for all types of workouts, whether I'm doing lunges, which means they're going to be banging against the ground, whether there could possibly be the bar hitting them as I'm doing deadlifts, just any sort of activity I could be doing, these things are going to take some damage, even when they're being cleaned. I have ripped knee sleeves, I have shrunk them in the wash, these have stood the test of time, and they look brand new. Next is support. I don't know what they're doing to these knee sleeves. I mean, at first glance, you look at them, it is just a simple neoprene material. It could be how the material is sewn together, but I actually feel the same support I do with these than I do with this $150 knee sleeve that I got from a physical therapist, and it has an actual joint hinge. With support, it gives full thumbs up in my book. Lastly, non-slippage. I'm going to say this is number 1 on my list because good Lord Almighty, how annoyed do I get when I'm running or working out and I can feel the knee sleeve slipping down my leg. Even on the expensive knee sleeve with the strap, I could never get it to set just right. It even had a hole for my kneecap, which was supposed to help keep it in place, and it just never would, especially as you're sweating more, causes less friction, can't stay in place and slides down. I gotta say, these don't move a bit, and that is so impressive. And the reason being, and I've seen this in all their media, that there is a patent to the contour design based on anatomical models. But I have searched high and low for that patent, even reached out to them saying, hey, can you please help me find this thing? I've never had issues finding any patent, and maybe it's just because it's not filed in the US, but I even searched the European patent database and couldn't find it. But hopefully if they come back with anything, I'll put it in the description or the comments and give a little more context to what the patent is disclosed. But whatever that patent is, they're crushing it because these feel perfect. So lastly, let's talk about the con. And it's usually on this channel, price. These don't come in pairs. They're about $36 for one sleeve. My perspective is definitely skewed than the average person because I've spent so much money on these sleeves, and again, $150 for one sleeve that's supposed to be medical grade and help me out just didn't live up to the performance that I think of the Rehbands. So when I was looking for knee sleeves initially, I had gone for the cheap ones. Like, I don't even know what brand this one is anymore. I've used it so much that the brand's actually worn off. But I remember these being $10 for a single sleeve, and a complete waste of money. Because I'm not going to lie, the price of Rehband's sleeves really deterred me from wanting to purchase them. I saw other companies like Bear Complex is a popular one, at least in the CrossFit community, and they come in pairs, and it's about $50. But when I tried them, I could not stand them, and again, that non-slippage during workouts really pissed me off. So I finally said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to try them. I'm going to see what the hype is. Why are they charging so much? They've got to justify it in some way. And boy, do they. So I started off with an objective perspective based on clinical studies of why you should or shouldn't be using knee sleeves. And then I ended again with my subjective opinion of why I do like Rehband. If you have any more questions about these knee sleeves in particular, let me know. I am definitely going to be a fan and buy other products from Rehband. So I just wanted to share my findings with you in hopes that it helps you with your purchase. Again, if you like this video, hit the like button, smash that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. I'm also doing a series on the Whoop band. The next one's going to be on HRV. Those come out once a month. I'm going to be doing one on this chair, lifting shoes, just a whole variety of anything in fitness, health, and wellness, and just anything I can get my hands on. Also, follow me on Instagram if you want more content and more interaction from me. And that's it. Have a good one. Peace.